All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the electric brake calipers. This is off of a 2.0 bike. Some of this will apply to your 3.0 and 1.0 bikes, but this is my 2.0. So these were Tektros. There were also some no-name brands that were used on some of the bikes. So this is a Tektro, so it's a little bit better brake. As far as the adjustments that exist on this, part of the adjustment is the tensioning knob here changes the effective cable length, thereby changing how much the brake is closed or open. So that's one adjustment. The other adjustment is the centering adjustment. So when this is installed on your bike and the disc is rotating in this slot between the pads, so when that's going on, the other adjustment is going to be the inner Allen, which you can adjust this way, and that has some detents in it. You can hear it click a little bit there, and that changes the position of the fixed shoe that is on the inside. This is going to be, when this actuates, only one of these pads actually moves. The outer pad moves. So that's one of the challenges with adjusting these brakes, is that you have to find a happy position where the brake rotor is extremely close to this fixed one, so that when the brake is actuated, it pushes against the rotor and hits the other brake pad. So it's a little bit tricky to do the adjustment on that. Part of that adjustment is the centering of this on your bike frame. So this is going to be fixed to the frame or fork, and then you're going to take and tighten these screws, these 5mm screws, those Allens, in and out to get this adjustment correct. You don't want it to be cocked sideways. You want it to run parallel to the rotor so that it's equidistant from both of the pads, but particularly close to the inner pad. Now, one of the advantages of going to the cable hydraulic brakes, I have some of those installed on mine right now, is that both sides pinch. So you're not going to have as much problem with the adjustment because both sides pinch in. You don't have a fixed pad. So that'll give you some ideas on that. Now, let's just talk about rotors for a second. This is a 160mm rotor, which was standard equipment on the Lectric 2.0 that I had. This has been upgraded to 180 on the 3.0. And boy, that makes a big difference on the brakes. And so by going from 160 to 180 on those brakes, it really helps. One of the problems I ran into when I got ready to make that upgrade on my bike was this bracket has to be changed. So the mounting bracket has to be changed to space it out from the frame, and so that it can accommodate the larger rotor. And it is tricky to get the brackets to do that. I went through a whole ton of different brackets and getting it squared away to have the right bracket for the larger 180, and then I also actually fitted a 203 rotor to the front on our electric bikes. So this will give you a starting point on the brake adjustment stuff. As far as one of the biggest subjects that there is on the squeaking and some of that's very annoying on these calipers, is some of that will break in time. Also, use some rubbing alcohol, some 90% rubbing alcohol or brake cleaner, something like that, to clean your rotor surface on inside and outside. Don't do that on the bike while you're trying to use the motor to spin the rotor. These rotors are extremely sharp. You can cut your fingers very easily. So any of the cleaning that you do on the rotor, do that with a microfiber cloth with the wheel stopped, and so you can move across sections of it, both inside and outside. And your fingers will be close to the spokes too, so another reason not to get involved in motorizing the wheel in order to clean off the residue. Thank you.